So it's October and we're back here again. I'm Lance, and across from me you have,
Alex.
and this is That Fresh Ass Podcast. So we haven't been here for a while. We've kind of been slacking, doing other things, and being adults.
Yeah.
But we're back here now. But it's October. You got the white girls out in full blast with the pumpkin spice lattes. What else are they drinking? The iced coffees. I mean, what things are there that are actually pumpkin? Like besides lattes and all that?
Well, there's pumpkin. Well, nowadays you can get pumpkin spice candles, lattes, coffees, the scent for your car. Everything is pumpkin spice now.
God. And like the funny part is how they I'm surprised they don't do that year round because like pumpkin's actually not that bad of a smell.
Well, it goes all the way until springtime.
Yeah. Wait, it goes to spring?
I
thought it went to like January because I know last year they ran out early with all the pumpkin stuff.
I've seen. Well, they do have this small cutoff during December when they put this mint chocolate drink.
Yeah.
But usually, if they can still sell it, they'll just sell it until they run out.
You mean during the colorblind season, right? But it's just crazy. Like I'm waiting for the day like they're just like, yeah, we're not doing pumpkins anymore. Pumpkins give you cancer. They do something like. Do you think that would change anything? You think they'd be like, nah, I'm still gonna drink this shit. I don't give a fuck.
It's like Pepsi or Coke. We know it's bad for us, and we know it can like rust metal, but we still drink it.
I'm sitting here drinking Pepsi right now. And I regret every time I take a sip of it. Like I've actually been pretty good. I haven't been drinking that much. Like that's a hard thing. Like with like any type of thing that you kind of have, I wouldn't say a dependency, but you're kind of like accustomed to. Like for instance, like a cigarette smoker. You'll have breakfast, you'll smoke a cigarette. You'll have dinner, you'll smoke a cigarette.
Oh God!
What the fuck is that?
Oh, one of those Sarah McLachlan episodes just played on my phone. My bad.
I was gonna say, do we have paid ads on this? But what was I saying again? I completely forgot.
About being accustomed to smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah, so like you have eats breakfast, smoke a cigarette, eats lunch, smokes a cigarette, eats dinner, smokes a cigarette. It's kind of like you associate it with something else, almost like with a soda. You have lunch, drink a Pepsi. Dinner, drink a Pepsi. Stuff like that. I mean, then people, they're dependent on the caffeine and stuff like that. It's really hard to break. Like my dad smoked for, God, 20 years, 25 years, maybe even more than that, and he just quit. I think he's actually clean, well not clean, but he hasn't smoked in over 6 months, 7 months. It's interesting to think that how most of it's just like the mental aspect of, breaking it.
Well, there's a thing that I'm actually trying to do. It's more of a routine thing, but it usually leads to something called a healthy addiction.
What is that exactly?
It's honestly those. So you've seen those guys just running down the street or whatever, and you're like, I hate running. I don't know, I just hate running, but like they get this sort of high. Like they feel like they have to run every day because they're technically addicted to running.
Addicted to the rush.
Yes, and it's actually healthy for them. So it's considered a healthy addiction.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, especially considering the fact that when you get accustomed to a routine and you're used to doing this, and it becomes a habit and stuff like that. It's.
I don't think I'll get used to this green sand I'm drinking.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it doesn't smell that bad. So at least because that's the thing. Like usually with most things, like especially like liquid and stuff, that they're like they say, oh, this is healthy. You should have this. It usually smells like it was cooked up in like a chemical lab. Like if you had Heisenberg in the back of somebody's apartment cooking this shit up.
Honestly, I've been tweaking the recipe a little bit. I've gotten it to just durable. Like it's literally tastes like watered down apple juice.
It's 40% apple juice, 50% sand, 10% vodka.
The dream, I wish.
I wonder if that's possible. If you could put would alcohol mess with that?
Honestly, I don't know. I want to try one day, but literally, I talked to my doctor, and I told him I don't really drink, and he was just like, "Oh, if you don't drink, you can drink whenever you want then." And I was just
drink with this?
And honestly, he was just like, if you want to drink, just drink. Like,
It would have been funny if like he just pulled out a flask in the middle of the office, like, all right, just take a swig. Okay, do you want one?
No, he's actually a pretty cool guy. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but like, he was a doctor for George Bush, like 50 Cent, and a lot of these. Like,
He's done a lot of notable patients or whatever.
Yeah.
Damn. So does he have like plaques of them like in his office and stuff, like pictures and stuff, like, oh, I know 50 Cent.
Actually, he has like a binder. Like when you're like discouraged or whatever, he'll pull out the binder and be like, "Hey, look at this," and you'll just like, "Look how wonderful my life is. This could be you if you continue."
Oh, you have the flu? Hey, look, I know 50 Cent.
kind of. But yeah, no, he's a really cool guy. Weird, but cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just, like, it's really interesting, like, when you know somebody that's kind of known, like, in a public standpoint, because it's just, like, when you tell somebody, like, oh, look, I know this person, they're like, what? You know this person?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like, I know them. Like, they have friends, they have family, you know, for whatever reason, I know this person. You know, it happens. You know, everybody knows somebody that, you know, there's, 6 million, 8 million people in the United States alone? Maybe even more. No, more than that. I think there's 6 million people just
In
New York.
yeah.
No, I think it's 62 million or something. I don't think we're in the billions or even close to. If we're in the
Like
billions,
in worldwide or?
no, in the United States. I believe we're in like 62 million, something like that. I'm actually gonna look at that right now. But you know, it's bound to happen. You're gonna find somebody that, you know, it's gonna be known.
Isn't there like the 15 connections? Like,
The 6 degrees of 6 degree. I forgot what it's called. You know, the more trendy one that people call is the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, because they're like, you know, within the 6 degrees, you're connecting them somehow because he knows so many different people. So, like, you know, it's bound to happen. Like, for instance, I believe for you would be the 2nd degree. You would know Premier because, you know, I've mentioned in the past, but I know Premier. So in 2nd degree, you would know him because of that. And so for instance, somebody you know that I don't know would be 3rd, and then it would keep going further down.
something that's funny is actually my cousin knows, like, is friends with someone that's really popular, like 2 friends. So the brown haired chick from Friends, I'm not exactly.
Who, Jennifer Aniston?
Is that her? Not the one who's dating Ross.
The blonde one?
That's Phoebe.
You're talking about Courtney Cox, Monica.
Yeah, Monica. So my cousin knows her niece, and like her niece babysits her daughter all the time when she's in New York.
Really?
And also my cousin knows is friends with someone's is friends with Romero's cousin, like this famous Spanish singer.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of Romero before.
And it's just like, it's just interesting. Like, oh yeah, I'm somehow like 3rd or 4th like generation kind of know this person.
You know what I find funny too is how, like, you know, you think of somebody who's, you know, famous or notably known, and you'd think, oh wow, this person must be living a life in this big ass house and this and that. Then, like, for instance, you would go and you'd do something and you'd find out, oh no, look, they live there. And it's like, what? No fucking way. They don't. Dude, the normal person lives here. Like, for instance, I was working at this one dry cleaning place like a year ago, and what we did is we would deliver like dry cleaning and laundry to people's houses. Now, most of them had doormen, so you would leave with the doormen, and then they would either bring it up or the person would come down and get it. So we went to, I think it was like by Central Park. It was I forgot exactly where it was. It was like right below Central Park, maybe like 55th and like 6th or something like that. And so I go in, and the guy's like, here, take this and go give it in there. But, you know, don't be all nervous about it. Just do it. I'm like, all right. And we went past the desk. We went up to the top. So I went and I gave it to like this old Spanish woman. I'm like, all right. I give it to her, and I walk down. I go to the car, and I'm like, okay, I did it. What was so special about this? He's like, oh, well, you just delivered J-Lo her dry cleaning. What? It's like, you're telling me that was J-Lo's house? And he was like, yeah. Well, that was an old lady. That didn't look like J-Lo. And he was like, no, obviously that was your housekeeper. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But still, you should have told me before I walked in there. I would have started paying attention more.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like I was in her house, just I opened the door, gave it. You wouldn't have even known that this was, a celebrity at that point. It looked like a normal fucking house.
No, I agree. Like, what's it called? Like a lot. We actually have I believe, a famous drummer around here. I believe the drummer from Bayside still lives around here.
Really? I don't remember. Isn't his name like Nick something?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know he still lives around here. He's an average guy, has an average house. He just likes to party and rock. And
now, if I'm correct, wasn't the whole band from here?
yeah, the whole band is actually from Bayside.
Yeah, because that was the reason why they named it after. Yeah. See, the thing that's interesting about that is because, like, they say Bayside, but isn't there like 3 or 4 Baysides worldwide?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know they came from here. Like they were all kids from the neighborhood, started a band in the garage, and then they hit it big.
Started becoming those people where the neighbors like, turn down that fucking garbage.
Yeah. Well, now they got money. They're known worldwide.
Yeah. I remember I saw them almost actually it would be 5 years and 5 years the day after Black Friday because when Taking Back Sunday they played their 10-year anniversary to Tell Your Friends 10-year tour. I was at that one in Terminal 5, and the opener was Bayside, and I don't remember who the second one was. But I remember we saw it, and they were pretty good. The band after them wasn't that good. It was kind of like, okay, I could have done without it. I would rather go the night before, because the night before they had the Menzingers open for them. And I was like, damn, I really wish I was at that one. But, just to see, it's just when you get those celebrities that are still down to earth, like they're grounded, they're they don't let it get to their head. Those type of celebrities you gotta appreciate and stuff. Like you got like people like Kanye and all these people that just they crave that attention. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the fact that we have people that got famous for no fucking reason. I still like. Why is the whole Jenner family famous?
Isn't Bruce? Well, can I call him Bruce? I don't even know.
I mean,
I don't know his other name.
The one who was once Bruce, or Caitlyn.
That's his name now, Caitlyn?
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner.
I keep forgetting. I don't pay attention to him. So Caitlyn Jenner wasn't he like some famous lawyer that helped like millions of people out?
No. Bruce Jenner was Caitlyn now was he was like an Olympic track runner.
Oh, he was on a cereal box.
Yeah, he was the one that was dating Kim Kardashian's mom. I always forgot her name. Rob Kardashian, which was her father, was the lawyer for OJ. But he wasn't really he was almost like a civil lawyer. And he was just like OJ's friend that went there. And, like Rob was known for, help defending OJ.
Yeah.
Jenner was known for being on a box of Wheaties and winning a bunch of gold medals. But, that's understandable. But how does the kid, I can understand maybe the Jenners because your father was an Olympic athlete. You know, that kind of makes sense.
I think that started the motion.
Yeah.
And then,
that and the fact that Kim released a sex tape.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was just saying, he started it and Kim just made it, blew it up.
Yeah. I wonder if that was planned. She was like, look, I'm going to fuck this dude, and then we're just going to post it and see where it takes us.
I'm really annoyed that she got married for a month and then divorced and then married again.
With who, Kim?
Yeah,
Well, who'd she marry before Kanye?
So the whole thing was they had a huge wedding. To get I think an invite was $20,000 to $50,000 just to get invited. You
had to donate some blood.
And then they got married. I think it was some white dude. And then they just divorced right after. She made $10 million off her own wedding.
Wait, that was Kim? I remember, what's her name, married, what was it, the one basketball player, and then they divorced or something like that?
No, I think that's Kylie. I believe that's Kylie, I think.
Maybe. I think there was another one, because wasn't Lamar Odom, didn't one of them date Odom and turn him into a crackhead or something like that?
That I'm not sure of.
Yeah, I remember because that was the whole joke. It was like, dude, this guy played the NBA. Now he's smoking crack in an alleyway. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
All I know is Kim played the game way too well. Got married in the same year, like in a year span, twice. One was to this white guy. I don't know his name. That's how unknown he is. In like in a few months they got married, had a divorce. It was the wedding of the century. They broke up, and then Kanye started just being like, "Yo, I want you, and I got you."
Yo, man, I seen that sex tape.
Yeah, what that booty do?
Let's make one ourselves.
And
You know, there's actually one of Kanye and Kim.
Real? Why? Ugh.
I'm telling you, it's all play. It's not. It wasn't an accident. It was actually like, all right, okay, yeah. She actually was married twice. She married Chris Humphries. I had a feeling it was Humphries when I was thinking about it. He was the I believe he played for the Knicks.
Is he? I know he's a white guy. Is he white?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
that's what it
power forward / center. He played for Jazz, Raptors, Mavericks. I think when they got married, he was playing for the Mavericks, and at the time, I think maybe like the Nets. Yeah, because they were married in 11 to 13, so that was when he was on. Yeah, the Nets. But yeah, I didn't even realize she was married 2 times before that. I remember the Kanye one. The Humphries one was like vague.
No, that's the one she made all the money on.
Yeah, well, it's slowly starting to come back to me now. And then she was married before that too to this guy Damon Thomas, who I don't even think he's
The one no one cares about.
Yeah, I don't even know who this dude is. I mean, he's associated with some people, but still irrelevant. But yeah, it's just crazy. You know, she made one sex tape, got big, got married, and all that stuff. She started disappearing again. Boom, another sex tape. And it's almost like the second one almost looked like somebody was. Looked like somebody was like there was actually like a professional video camera in there. It was kind of like, dude, really?
Well, knowing Kim, they got the money. Even though Kanye say he needs to borrow about $2 million, but you know.
Doing what? He's got his own clothing line, which is homeless clothing.
That's
sold
doing
expensive.
horrible. That's doing awful. But
And then he has his music and all that. Like, I don't get why, because isn't his Yeezys like over like $500 a pair or something like that?
yeah, so his Yeezys makes money. They're like in the top of the sneaker trade, but like so then there's the white shirt you need to buy. Like so he sells Yeezys. The shoe game is strong. Then the clothes game, you can get the same white shirt just without his logo for like $10, or you can pay him $250 for his logo.
Well, yeah, you can go to like Target or something like that, get like a plain white cotton shirt, and it looks exactly the same.
It's honestly
It literally
awful.
looks like he went through Target, took all their white shirts, and took a pair of scissors, and just started snipping through all them fucking shirts.
I think Kylie started doing well. Kylie's taking culture from like other pretty. So like there's like this poncho thing, and apparently she took it from like Changa culture or something like that. And like people are mad because it's just like, oh, we started this and now you're like
You're
appropriating
exploiting
$250.
us.
Yeah, honestly, if you buy that, you're stupid. Like, come on, like you can make it yourself.
Definitely. I mean, there was a thing the other day that I was reading how like I think it was her sister, and I don't know, it was one of the other ones. I think it was Kylie Kendall and Chloe, maybe. Or there was two. I know Kylie was there, but they were doing some fashion thing, and like it literally was like they were wearing water balloons, like ripped up water balloons. It looked and like it was like the latex whatever they're using was see through. You weren't covering anything. It was like, come on, there's kids and stuff here. Like,
No, that's art. Apparently, that's just art.
I mean, I understand art to an extent, but there's some artists in there like, really, that's art. Where it looks like just a blank, like almost like this. It's just a white wall, and it's like somebody just takes their finger and paint and just goes, and like
Yeah.
just draws a squiggly line and boom. Oh, that's art. It's so complex. Up here is the top part, and down here is where your rock bottom is. It's your life.
Honestly, when you're in that circle, and I'm describing this circle as like the rich, the powerful, the famous.
Yeah.
You get away with, like, usually there's always that one stupid, like, just clothes. Like, there's one who, there's some, I think a few years ago, there's a girl who looked like a chicken because her entire dress was just made out of feathers.
Oh, wasn't she the one that looked like she was tarred and feathered?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that.
And it's just like, it's awful. It's just bad. If you're that rich and powerful, you can kind of get away with almost anything and make money.
I mean, here's the like the thing that bothers me with all those people is I look at all the money and stuff they have, and I just think like I could be using that for such better things than what they're. I mean, the fact that they're making clothes that look like water balloons. I mean, come on, I could make something that looks better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I'm no artist and I'm no fashion designer or stuff like that, but common sense is common sense. If it's not going to fit on you, it's not going to fucking work.
Like, I don't know, just clothing line in general. If it's more than $100, you probably don't need it.
Well, that's the thing. People take something that probably takes like $2-3 to make, and because it's so widely known, it's like, oh, because this is known for some reason, it's a demand for it. It's like, no, it's a demand because you have all these morons. It's like, oh, I must have it. You know, they're all impulsive towards just because they idolize this one person who makes it.
Yeah, there was a very good comparison. It was like a regular Walmart polo, a Ralph Lauren polo, and a Hugo Boss polo. And literally, like, the Walmart one was a lower quality, but between the Ralph Lauren's and the Hugo Boss, no one could tell the difference. And literally, it's literally the same thing, just one cost like $250 and the other one cost like $40.
Yeah, I mean, Ralph Lauren is just, I mean, they're pretty good quality just in general.
You okay there? You're turning into a strawberry.
At least I'm not a pumpkin. But yeah, it's just interesting, like, how you have something that they're both the same quality.
Oh, he's dying, guys. He's, like, red.
My eyes just started, like, twitching. I apologize. But yeah, you know, have, like, these clothing where, like, Ralph Lauren and, like, then you have Yeezys. They're same quality, and yet one's still, you know, maybe $30-$40. Another one's $300-$400. It's like, dude, I ain't paying $400 for that. I get a new PlayStation for that. Get the fuck out of here.
Honestly, it's class separation. That's what it is. Like, only the rich can buy it. So if rich people see you wearing it, they want to buy it. Where people who have common sense is just like, oh, I don't need that. Like, I can buy 10 of these for your one of those.
You know what it is? It's just all these rich people. They're taking all the little brands. They're getting them. They're stamping them with their approval. Moving to the next one. Stamp the other one. Move it to the next one. They put it on the fishing hook. Throw it out into the middle class. Mm-hmm. Come on, motherfuckers. Who wants to bite this shit? They pull him in, grab the motherfucker, drain his money, rinse and repeat. I mean, come on. Like, I can understand maybe the shoes because, like, you know, they do look like pillows, but.
Well, actually, you know, the funny thing is, Yeezys, if you read the description, aren't meant to be worn.
What?
Yeah.
How do you make a shoe and be like, no, you're not? Don't put your feet in these.
Yeah, it just says not meant to be worn. It's
That's
just like,
so weird.
Like, these are sneakers that are not meant to be worn. And yeah, that's literally because I read like the label on it, and it just like these sneakers are not meant to be worn.
That's if I saw something that said that, I'd be like, okay, I know for a fact I'm not buying these now because it's just like what. Why would I buy this and not wear it? It's like buying a car and be like, okay, I'm going to just let this sit in the back of my garage. I ain't going to touch the bitch.
No, like you can wear it, but it's at your own risk. So like if it breaks, fall apart. That's why people are especially careful.
But isn't that with any shoe though? I've never seen a shoe where it's like, yeah, if this breaks and falls apart, give it us. We'll give you a new one.
Oh no, they're not going to give you a new
bitch,
one.
Buy a new pair.
Like So yeah, especially people with Yeezys will not wear. Like you have to be really, really rich to be able to just walk in your Yeezys in the rain. Yeah. They're going to be.
Well, I mean, what's the retail price? Has got to be what, like $500 for them?
I know I know a friend of mine bought a pair of Yeezys for $250, and I believe it's now worth like 1,000.
Worth 1,000.
So yeah, it literally you can make good money off of it.
Let's see. I'm gonna look at it right now. A pair of Yeezys. No way, that's fucking right. Somebody just said Yeezys for $56, but they don't look like Yeezys. See, one pair here, 2,500. Another pair, 1,300. Another pair, almost 700. Another one, almost 1,000. Yeah, I mean, there's like these ones that say 50 and stuff like that, but they're probably like somebody pissed in the shoes. Like, yeah, $50.
Not well. The thing is, people who want Yeezys want mint condition.
Yeah.
If once they're scuffed, you cut that value by 50 to 75%, and if they're fake,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, especially with shoes and stuff like that. It's really easy to make them fake. I mean, with Jordans, at one point, it was so easy to tell when Jordans were fake because all you had to look for is the extra finger.
actually, I had a pair of Jordans that were really fake, and it was so you know how Michael Jordan's in mid-air trying to do a dunk.
Yeah.
So his right leg looked like it was broken. So like.
Oh, and it was like crooked, right?
It was beyond crooked. Like that man needed to go to the hospital. His leg was gone. Like.
That's what happens if you try to do that dunk and it goes wrong.
No. But I actually found out a few years ago that people go to China to just get knockoff products.
Well, and just bring it back.
Just bring it back.
I mean, it makes sense. You have something that looks legit, and then you probably get it there for dirt cheap. You come here and you get it for
like
you sell it for probably double the price, if not more.
So I have a friend who got like a Gucci belt. I don't know why, but a Gucci belt literally cost him $30, and it was way too big for him. But he got it on a sale, so he took it to a tailor or whatever, got it like resized for him, and now. He sold it, I believe, a year later for like $100. Like he just.
And that's a real Gucci belt.
I'm gonna say it's fake.
I was about to say because $30 for a Gucci. That's. I mean, hey, if you know a guy, it may be possible.
Honestly, but you can get anything out there in China. I'm just saying realistically, you can get anything out there in China.
Oh no, without a doubt, you definitely can. But at the same time, it's like, it's just you never know if you're getting what you're actually buying or not. Like, that's what's really interesting about it. I mean, just with anything, like, from food to, your shoes to your, just the even games you're buying and stuff like that. You don't know if you're getting the real thing. You don't know if, because put it this way. You go to a drive-thru, and this is on a very simplified and small scale. So let's say you're going through White Castle. Now, it's sponsored by White Castle. I just love them. So you go through White Castle. You order... whatever, X amount of burgers, some one way, some another, and a bunch of other things. So you go through, you drive, you pay, they give you your food. Now, you don't look in that bag. I mean, I do. I'm an asshole. I'll sit there like, dude, I'll check and make sure every fry's in this fucking bag before I leave. Like, I don't
savage.
Because they've done it before. They miss, and then, you got to go back, you got to go inside, you got to talk to them, and it's just... fucking a hassle.
That's why I always go. That's why I get my burgers by fives. So my increments are 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, but you gotta do 6 because then they lock into each other and then you just count by twos. You just gotta look for the whole bar. It's like an orange and white bar. It almost looks like the orange eclair, like almost like those sherbets. Mm-hmm. Like the whole side almost looks like a weird tile pattern with the boxes.
It never happened to me, but continue your story.
But my point is that how you don't know if everything that you get is going to be in there. If it's, for all you know, half of the shit could be all cooked. The fries could be all cold. I mean, how many times you go to a place and you order fries and, you think it's going to be good and well done, you get it and it looks like they were just dunked in a bowl of water.
To be honest, I like my soggy fries. I am that kind of person.
There's a special place in hell for people like you.
Like, I don't like them well done. I like them soggy. And
see, I tell them, cook them to the point where if you start to see black, you're doing something right.
No. I like my soggy fries. I don't know. I like the wet noodle fries.
God, the pool noodle fries?
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it.
I mean, see, here's the thing. They're not bad. It depends on where. Like, White Castle, you would eat this on?
No. I refuse to eat that.
Those are kind of like I feel like I'm eating like not sandbag. I feel like I'm eating like squishy like hash browns. Like they're not fries.
When I talk about like soggy fries, I'm thinking about McDonald's fries.
Well, I mean, see, McDonald's fries are like pizza. Bad or good, they're still pretty good fries.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just, you can't really go wrong with that. But, God, I can't even believe what's been going on lately. But,
No, yeah, but so actually, I believe today is October 3rd, Mean Girls Day, and I'm actually about to hit. Actually, I hit my goal weight for this month. So next month I might be down 30 pounds.
good shit, good shit.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say today was Mean Girls Day?
Mean Girl. Yeah. So I'm just the weirdest friend because I know all this weird shit. So in Mean Girls, there's a scene where who's that crazy chick again?
Which one? The redhead?
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan. There we go. So Lindsay Lohan is talking about this guy she likes, and she says on October 3rd, he asked me the date or something. And honestly, I've watched that movie 1,000 times, even though I know you have not seen it.
Yeah, I'm like, anybody who's listening to this is probably going to think I'm like a lunatic. It's like, there's a lot of like big name movies and shows and stuff like that. I've never seen it.
No, trust me, it's just weird pop culture / memes.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the pop culture stuff, I don't really watch it. I mean, maybe I do, but it's like after it's kind of faded already.
No, like I haven't seen Narcos. I haven't seen.
But that's new though. Like that's like that. I'm talking like Mean Girls has been out for how long? Almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Came out in what? 99, 2001, something like that.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been at least 15 years. That's without a doubt. But it's just like, for instance, I started everybody kept telling me start watching all the Marvel stuff on Netflix, start watching all that. And I was like, I watched Daredevil and I was like, okay, it's pretty. I liked it because I actually liked the movie with Ben Affleck, even though a lot of people thought that was fucking horrible. I thought it was pretty good. You had Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. That was awesome. Rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. But it's just the show is definitely good. The one thing that's interesting is how TV shows have more. I feel like everything's going to tune towards the TV shows, and movies are going to kind of be obsolete because you have more of a story plot to them. And that's where you kind of see with like the Marvel shows. Because like I just finished watching Jessica Jones. I've just finished watching Luke Cage. And I tried to watch Iron Fist.
I heard that was awful.
I watched like half of the first episode and was like, yeah, this is kind of boring already. So I went online, I read the synopsis for the season. I was like, okay, I know what happened. And then I just started watching Defenders, which I'm on now. But, it's very good. And it's just interesting how like I said before, with a show, you always have... you figure you do a 13-episode season, so you have about 11 to 13 hours of time to piece in a whole story. You could do a lot of plot lines, you do a lot of twists and turns, you have a lot to work with. Now, because you have all that time, maybe you won't have a lot of money to put into certain scenes or effect stuff, but you have a lot of detail and stuff. But then you have a movie where it's like, an hour and a half, 2 hours, if most 3 hours. And if you notice, there's not really it's really hard to get story depth unless you're really good at it, because it's just, you don't have enough time to, by the time you build the character, something happens and either he dies or something, it changes. And it never truly works to where by the end of the movie, it feels rushed. And when you watch a lot of TV shows and you see how, after watching the whole season or even watch a couple episodes, 3-4 episodes, you see a lot of plots that thicken them. There's so much filled in them. You don't see that in a movie, and that's why a lot of movies nowadays, they suck. They're not that good because how can they live up to these TV shows that don't, that just have a better dialogue and all these things going on?
I agree. Look, 2 hours in a grand scheme of things isn't that long. But I also have to say, I am very picky with my superhero movies. I gave up watching superhero movies around Winter Soldier. Because I just gave up. So I became really picky and I only watch the things that I feel like should deserve my time. So I watch the Guardians of the Galaxy.
See, those I actually haven't seen.
I'm actually well, I haven't seen the second one. I've been holding off, but I'm gonna watch it. I've seen Deadpool. I've seen the things that I feel like would entertain me. Mostly a lot of things that have like a comedy like sense behind it.
Yeah.
But just a superhero thing. I'm sorry. I feel like it's overdone. We've been on this craze for like 3, 4, 5
Yeah,
years.
superheroes and zombies. I'm waiting for them to finally intertwine, which they do have a comic on that, the Marvel Zombies comic.
Honestly, if they do that, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'd
Like,
watch that. That'd be pretty cool. Like if they did like a weird twist to it. But like with the Marvel movies, what's interesting, or at least for me, is how, I like to see how accurate they are when it comes to the comics. Or I can understand if they're changing. Like for instance, they did and Jessica Jones and I forgot which one. I think it was Iron Fist. There's a character called Jerry Hogarth. She's a lawyer who she's married, and she's, I wouldn't say a main character, but she's kind of relevant. Now in the comics, that's played by a guy. His name, I think his name's still Jerry Hogarth, but he's married, with his wife and whatever. So they turned, the man into the woman. Things like that, it's fine. When you start completely altering a character to fit some type of motive, it just kind of outplays it. But, and the thing that I like with Marvel, even though that they kind of, it's getting weird, they have the whole theatrical universe, which is all like, yeah, we're heroes, we do this, oh, I'm not a hero, all this. And you don't really see the true side to what happens in that world. And then, see them do all these things. And you go to, like, the Netflix side with, like, Daredevil, Jessica Jones and all that. And you see that true, like, down to earth, like, how these people, deal with society. That you actually see the grounded version of how that world is.
Yeah.
Because it's actually in the same universe, which is, I kind of figured that. But it's interesting because this one reason. They brought Spider-Man into the real world, and like into the theatrical one, and they mentioned the other Spider-Man in the Daredevil, Miles Morales, who's the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So there could be a potential to be 2 Spider-Mans at the same time, which would be pretty cool. Imagine that.
That'll be pretty interesting. So actually, on my trip, because I went to a trip a few days ago, I went into this big discussion, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna agree to this. But who do you think is faster? Because I did a whole bunch of research, and I came up with proof, and this person would not accept
Give me
it.
a Superman or Flash.
Yes. Who do you think is faster?
Oh God, I mean,
In a fair race, no one's gonna get hurt, and they can go their full speeds, no cheating, no time travel.
I mean, put it this way: Superman's actually went fast enough to where he's turned back time.
Hold on. That doesn't count. That's pre-crisis. Pre-crisis don't count.
No, but my point is that he's still been able. I'm not whether he's done it or not. Just he's fast enough. He can do that.
Yeah.
The Flash has never done. I mean, he's kind of, with the I forget what it's called.
Speed Force.
No, the chamber that causes the Flash. I always forget the name of it. The something chamber, whatever. The particle accelerator.
Okay.
So he was able to use that in travel time. So, and that you had to go a certain speed to do that. I think Superman's probably faster. Only because, again, he's been able to reverse it back. He can actually change it.
But that's pre-crisis. But I know exactly. So I went in an argument for 30 minutes straight. I pulled out all the evidence I could. I pulled out like from Wikipedia pages to Google. So the Flash speed is about Mach 3,000. A little bit less than that, but it's about Mach 3,000. That's 10 times faster than the speed of light. And Superman, and this is coming from Flash, the Flash is recorded seeing Superman going at Mach 9,000.
I mean, that makes sense.
And so this guy just couldn't accept that Superman was faster than Flash.
I mean, when you look at it this way, like, the Superman, his powers, because his son caused the gravity and everything to be a lot heavier. So when he came to Earth, and this sounds so nerdy talking about this now, we'd go from pumpkin spice and all that to comic books. But, how he came to Earth, and with our son, the gravity wasn't as strong, so he's been able to fly. He's able to move quicker. So I feel like because he has the room to move, he can push it. He can go fast. Where Flash, he's more of his cells are just speeding and going quick. So he's moving quick, but he's not really moving. Like Superman's fast enough. While he's running, he's probably spinning the planet.
Actually, that's a funny thing that you said. Superman running. When I was seeing the race, Superman is flying and the Flash is running. On a foot race, Superman actually still loses.
Really?
In a foot race, yeah.
Well, you didn't tell me it was just I didn't know if was Superman flying he'd win. I still think he'd win on the ground though.
No, he's actually he uses they did this whole comparison like his speed is compared to his strength, but him running he's awkward. He doesn't really run.
Well, but if he knew how to run, he'd probably be quicker.
Oh, with training, yeah, he could probably be faster.
So he'd probably win.
But no, we're talking about without no pre-training, pre-nothing.
All he's got to do is, dude, Superman. All you got to do is jog for a fucking month, and that's it.
Also, you also have to realize, on Earth, Superman would lose every time. Yeah, on Earth, Superman has to lose every single time.
Why?
Because he'll kill everybody.
What, running?
Just how fast he can go. The thing is, the Flash lets Superman race just because it's for charity. He's never going to win. But because the Speed Force protects the Flash from making a sonic boom and ripping people's skin off by running. Where Superman doesn't have that, so he has to check himself. Because if he flies too fast past New York, it's just like a nuclear bomb just going right through it. So, literally, yeah, the Flash wins on Earth.
But that's what you got Batman for. He got money. You just got to build some shit.
No, just rebuild Gotham City. You got the money. No.
Don't worry, guys. Just run. I got to check.
Also, a funny thing is, technically, they say Batman is technically the bad guy.
Why?
Because he's
because he doesn't kill the criminals.
No, not because he doesn't kill the criminals. So if you take all the time and energy and the money he spent to fighting crime, to making jobs and helping the lower income community, he could have stopped crime a lot better than him just going down kicking ass. It's arguable, but it actually makes sense. Instead of him just kicking ass, he could have just been give the Joker a part-time job so he doesn't have to murder people.
Let him get paid for doing comedy.
Kind of, yeah.
Because you ever see The Killing Joke with
with Robin?
Well, not with Robin, but you see they do a backstory with Joker, and they show he was a bartender or something like that, and he. Actually, no, he was
he was a comedian, wasn't he? And
he was a comedian, but no, he was a doctor or something or whatever, and he got fired. And then he gave it up and he decided to become a comedian. And then something happened or whatever. And he got caught up with these mobsters to ask him to do something. He did it. And around the same time, I forgot exactly what, his wife dies or whatever. I think they kill her or whatever. Yeah. And then whatever happens to him, and he becomes he transforms into Joker and becomes this cynical person.
Well, technically, there's 3 Jokers, right? In the same universe.
Well, isn't there's the one Joker, then there's the one that's isn't the one that was formerly Robin?
No, I mean in this pre-thing. So Batman went into the machine of all knowledge or whatever.
Wait, hold up, quick question. Are you in just one timeline or just in the Batman comics in general? Because there's actually I know of 2. There's the one that everybody knows of. And then there's the alternate universe where in the alleyway, instead of Bruce's parents dying, he dies. And the father becomes Batman and the mother becomes the Joker.
No, that's alternate universe. I'm talking about Reboot where so Superman goes into this machine where all knowledge is in it and he asks who's the Joker and he leaves you in a cliffhanger for forever. So they found out there's actually 3 Jokers. And that's why none of the Joker's backstory were consistent. Because there was considered a Bronze Age, Silver Age, and Golden Age Joker. Whereas the Bronze Age is joking, poison flower on his thing. Like he'll joke around. He's not
so
really
you have
about
the anarchist, the crazy, and then like it's almost like
the gangster.
Okay, so it's almost like the three they depict in the movies. Then
you
had you had the old show with Cesar Romero. Then you had the anarchist one with Heath Ledger, and then you have Jared Leto as the other one.
Those are the three Jokers, technically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just crazy to think how that whole universe. There's a lot of backstory, and if you go on Netflix, there's a lot of the movies. Ow, my ankle just cracked like crazy. But you go on Netflix and all these shows. There's a lot of like the Flash Paradox. I love that movie, and that's the alternate universe with Thomas Wayne and Marshall Wayne, where it's Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
And him as they should do a live action movie with Batman as Thomas Wayne, because that would be an awesome movie. Because here's the plot twist: he kills people, and he's supposed to, because he has guns and stuff. Where like Ben Affleck, he wasn't really supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he kind of did, but I mean, that was a little bit different. If they did the Thomas Wayne one, that would probably be like a Deadpool meets like Dexter type movie.
Honestly, I wish they would come out with just a Deadpool series, just for the.
Well, they're gonna do have the second one with
like Cable, and Cable's time travel, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Ultimately, they need to. Fox and Marvel need to come to an agreement and merge the universes, flat out. Because if you look at Civil War, Wolverine was supposed to be there. He fights in the Civil War. Deadpool fights in the Civil War. A lot of the X-Men fight in the Civil War. If you look in the comics, it's like 300 on 300 or some crazy number like that. Like there's a lot. It's not 8 on 8. It's not a WWE tag team match. It's a brawl.
Well, all I know is what I want to happen is Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe or something like that. And I want to see the zombie universe where, because I just think it's interesting to see a zombie Hulk.
Oh, definitely.
Because there's a zombie Hulk, there's a zombie Spider-Man.
I wouldn't mind if they start going more into Planet Hulk.
Oh, because
they kind of mentioned it in Ragnarok, because he's on that one planet. I think I didn't see it, so I don't know how much of it they gave away, or if they could still do it or not. Especially given the fact that they have 2 new Avenger movies coming out, not just they have 2 parts, Infinity Stone 1 and 2, and it's just interesting to see what they're gonna do with that storyline. But we should save this conversation for the next one we do. We'll continue on that one because we have a special guest on that one.
All right, definitely. I'm down with that.
But, before we leave, just want to give a shout out to, all the families of the victims in Las Vegas. Rest in peace to the victims. It was a tragedy out there. Nobody deserves that. If anybody can help, do what you can. And, we got to start acting like human beings, man. Just a bunch of fucking savages.
Yeah, we act like animals. We're all one group.
With that whole tragedy, you had people, actually, causing problems on Facebook with it. But, everybody's just, come on, smoke a blunt, solve each other's problems. Don't give them more, man.
Definitely.
But, on that note, I'm Lance.
And this is Alex.
And this is That Fresh Ass Podcast. Thanks for listening.